This is a routine question which normally the patient asks. So to understand this, we need to understand that cancer is treated mainly in three ways. Either by completely removing it, this is surgery, or by giving X-rays, this is radiotherapy, or the third form of treatment is called chemotherapy. So basically, chemotherapy involves giving medications. So these medications help to control or in many occasions completely cure the cancers. So these medications can be given either orally as oral chemotherapy or through the blood directly as they are called intravenously. So basically chemotherapy are medications to given to control or to cure the cancer. Chemotherapy is used in multiple clinical situations. So these are broadly termed as adjuvant and palliative. So adjuvant chemotherapy is that which is given when a definitive treatment is performed, like a surgery. So any chemotherapy which follows a surgery is generally called as an adjuvant chemotherapy. There are many occasions where we give chemotherapy to downsize the tumor size, to reduce the tumor size so that surgery or radiation becomes that much more easier. So this kind of chemotherapy is called neoadjuvant chemotherapy. So this chemotherapy is generally given before surgery or radiation. There is this third clinical scenario when chemotherapy is used, when it is used to control the disease and to control the symptoms. This is called palliative chemotherapy. There is a fourth set of clinical condition when chemotherapy is used as a single modality. This is called curative chemotherapy. And chemotherapy is used as the only treatment to completely eradicate the disease for diseases like lymphomas, leukemias, and testicular tumors. These are the few examples. So basically, chemotherapy is used under four clinical scenarios. They are called adjuvant, neoadjuvant, palliative, and curative intent chemotherapy. Yeah, this is a commonly asked questions by the patients. They're very apprehensive about the side effects of chemotherapy. So chemotherapy affects all the rapidly dividing cells in the body. Tumors do contain rapidly dividing cells. So also some of the normal cells contain rapidly dividing cells. So the rapidly dividing normal structures are the hair, the lining of the intestines, and the bone marrow cells. So most of the chemotherapy side effects, they are around these organs. So hair fall is an important side effect. Nausea, vomiting, fatigue is an important side effect. Drop in blood counts with anemia, low white cell counts, low platelets. These are some of the common side effects of chemotherapy. So the best part of chemotherapy side effects are they are usually temporary. They last as long as the effect of the chemotherapy medications are there. This is usually for a period of 3 to 4 weeks. Then most of the side effects they reverse, and patient will usually be normal 3 to 4 weeks after chemotherapy. Hence the chemotherapy cycles are usually given at 3 weeks intervals or 4 weeks intervals. Yeah, it is important that you understand the do's and don'ts after chemotherapy. I have explained the side effects of chemotherapy. Most of the chemotherapy side effects are not life-threatening. A very small percentage of side effects they can be life-threatening, especially the side effects on the bone marrow, like the drop in the white cell count, can sometimes be life-threatening. This condition is called febrile neutropenia. So one has to be careful after chemotherapy. So some of the do's and don'ts after chemotherapy is the patient should be well hydrated, at least 3 to 4 liters of liquids the patient has to take, and the patient should avoid taking raw and uncooked food. As far as possible, the patient should take hot and freshly cooked food. They should avoid eating food from outside places like restaurants. It is very important that you do not neglect any fever while on chemotherapy. You should report to your treating doctor whenever you have a fever during chemotherapy sessions.